Hey friends, welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to a new series of baking from scratch. I'm excited to share some fun, delicious recipes with everybody, and we're going to try to get these up on a weekly basis, as long as my time and my family allows me to sneak in a video. Of course, they probably are not going to mind, because they're also going to have a sweet treat that goes along with it. I love to bake. It's always been a passion of mine, and my husband and now my children actually said, hey, since you've got a YouTube channel and you love to cook, why not create a series on your channel? So that's what I'm doing for you here today. And the recipe that I'm going to be making for you guys is strawberry shortcake scones. They are delicious. I have made them before. I've actually made them like twice. And strawberry shortcake, scones, putting the two of those together, it's got a sweet glaze over the top. They are sweet and delicious. So if you want to see how these are made, stick around. Okay, so I have already preheated my oven to 425 degrees, and the ingredients for these scones are 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar, a half a teaspoon of salt. We have 6 tablespoons chilled unsalted butter, and I cut those into pieces. We also have 12 strawberries that have been hulled and diced, and 3/4 a cup of half and half. So we are going to combine all the dry ingredients next. Okay, so here I have a large mixing bowl where we're going to combine the dry ingredients. So our flour, baking powder, sugar, and our salt. I'm going to whisk that up a little bit to combine the ingredients. Next, we're going to put in our butter. And the reason for chilled butter in scones is it creates air pockets, and you want those air pockets to create flaky crust. So I'm just going to take my pastry cutter, cut into the butter and the flour mixture till we get coarse looking pieces. And it just takes a couple of minutes, and that looks about right. We have some clumpy pieces still, and like I said, you want that in your dough for a flaky crust. Okay, so next we're going to toss in the strawberries, and I'm just going to coat them with my hands so they get lightly floured. And now pour in the half and half. And we're going to mix this all together till it becomes and forms a soft dough. Stir it around gently to not break up the strawberries, and you'll see it come together. And then we'll pour this out on a floured surface, and we'll shape this up. As you can see, it's coming together. This will take just a few minutes. And then sometimes what I do, even though there's those dry pieces on the bottom, I will just put it out onto the floured surface. So scraping off the spatula. Okay, so I have lightly floured my counter, and I am going to pour the dough onto the counter. Okay, so I'm going to pat this down, and with scones you don't have to knead, we just have to form them into a round circle. That's how I like to do mine. Form them into about 1/4 to 1/2 inch round, and then I cut them into triangles. It is a nice soft dough. Look how easy it is to make scones, guys. You can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. This is my favorite thing to make. Ask my family, they'll tell you. Okay, so our scones are cut, and now we're going to place them on the cookie sheet. So now our scones are on the baking sheet, ready to be baked. I like to use Silpats because you could reuse them. And if you don't have Silpats, you can certainly use parchment paper. And we're going to bake these for 16 to 18 minutes. or until they're cooked till a light golden brown. Okay, so while our scones are baking, we're going to prepare the glaze with 3 cups of powdered sugar, a 1/4 cup of half and half, maybe less. We'll see what the consistency looks like when we add some of this first, and a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm going to start off using half of the half and half. Liquid usually goes a long way. This is going to make a lot of glaze. Sometimes I like to just drizzle the glaze, or sometimes you can coat the whole top of the scone. So we'll just mix until it comes together. Yep, I think we're going to need the rest of that liquid. Getting a little powdered sugar everywhere, but that's all right. And continue mixing until you don't see any lumps in your glaze. All right, so this is a good consistency. We will keep this off to the side till the scones are baked and cooled. And we'll be right back. Okay, so now that our scones have cooled on a wire rack, we are going to take our glaze and drizzle it over the scones. So the strawberry shortcake scones are done and they smell heavenly. I wish you were here so you can smell them and take a bite, but my recommendation is you give it a try. I'm gonna list all the ingredients and the instructions below. Please comment, let me know if you make them, what you think of them. So I thank you so much for being here. I love baking. I'm glad you were in my kitchen with me today. Baking for me is such a stress reliever. I love making things from scratch and sharing it with my family and my friends, and now I get to share it with you. So if you really like this video, please give me a thumbs up so I know that you did. Please subscribe to my channel so you can see what next Sunday's recipe is going to be made from scratch. And thank you again for being here. We'll see you till my next video.